Hi, I'm Desiree Marshall, aka Career Coach Desi, and I've helped hundreds of job searchers land the right job faster with no guesswork and less frustration by using techniques that I learned from my own career in recruiting, sales, and marketing. This week, I've decided to put together a series of vlog posts focusing on how to unlock hidden opportunities beyond the job postings, because I believe that the reason why everyone keeps focusing on job applications is because they have not been taught how to do things differently. I want to change that, so this week I'm going to build a job search stack for you based on the following. Number 1, the power of strategic proactive networking. We'll explore why reaching out to companies directly is a game changer. 2, putting your target list together. 3, crafting irresistible outreach emails. You and I will dive into the art of writing compelling emails. I'll teach you how to find emails and my formula for subject lines, opening paragraphs, and concise content. 4, navigating the follow-up maze. Follow-ups can be nerve-wracking, and that's why I'll talk about the delicate balance between persistence and patience. You'll learn when to send follow-up emails, what to say, and how to maintain professionalism. And number 5, handling rejection with grace and staying motivated. Rejections happen, but they don't have to crush your spirits. We'll talk about emotional resilience. I'll share strategies that will help you bounce back, learn from feedback, and maintain a positive mindset. Remember, every no brings you closer to a yes. So, let's get started. Welcome to the first episode of my vlog series on job searching beyond the job boards. Today, we're diving into the world of proactive strategic networking. Let's talk about why reaching out to companies directly matters, why it's important to build connections even when job openings are not advertised, and I'll talk about a success story from a job seeker who cracked the hidden job market. I'm using air quotes when I say hidden because it's not really hidden. It's right there in front of you, all around you. You just have to know where to look and how to look. Let me tell you my story. When I first moved to the US in 1995, I was 24 years old. I had a mass communications degree and I had 3 years of experience as a marketing manager for one of the largest private universal banks in the Philippines. And in the course of job searching, reality slapped me in the face. I had no US-based experience, and almost everyone, upon reviewing my resume, assumed that my experience in the Philippines would not translate to the American market because, I don't know, I was a foreigner from a third world country where English is not the main language, or they simply did not want to take a chance for whatever reason. Mind you, this was the pre-internet age where fax machines and snail mail still ruled the day. So, given that I was having a difficult time competing on paper with marketing professionals who already had US-based experience, I bought a directory of all the ad agencies in the United States, highlighted the ones that were in the Los Angeles area, and literally wrote customized cover letters to accompany my resume, and then I mailed them out. I mailed out hundreds. I got lots of crickets, received a few responses, and when I called to follow up, I got a lot of no's. But all I needed was that one yes. And finally, after several weeks, that one yes came from a boutique ad agency that was actually just a few minutes away from where I lived at that time in the San Fernando Valley. I got invited in for a 7 a.m. exploratory interview with the owner of the ad agency. I thought it went well. We hit it off. I sent a thank you card, but then I heard crickets. So a couple months went by. Still nothing. At the time, I had taken a job as an executive assistant to the CEO of a company that manufactured razors for private labels. The office was on Wilshire Boulevard in Santa Monica, and down the street was an Albertsons that I would sometimes go to for a deli sandwich for lunch. That Albertsons had a payphone in the parking lot because cell phones were not even a thing at that time. So as soon as I finished the sandwich that I had purchased at the Albertsons deli, I went to the payphone. I called the ad agency owner and I said, "Hey Ed, I don't know if you remember me. I came in a couple months ago about a possible opening for an account coordinator position." And he said, "Yeah, you called at the perfect time. Lisa, who's our account manager, just tendered her resignation because she needs to help run her family's printing business. And we need someone in here quick so she can train her replacement before she leaves. How soon can you come in to meet with the rest of the team?" And I said, "How about tomorrow?" And 3 weeks later, I had landed the job that solidified my new career in my new country. Over the years, I've replicated that process and modified it as I've picked up techniques in other roles, in marketing, in sales, and in recruiting that I've taken on over the years. But the same method has worked for me every single time. And it's worked for those who I have taught my process to. Whether they're early career professionals or career pivoters or people re-entering the workforce, I am confident that if it works for me and for my clients, it will work for you too, if you follow it to a T. Well, let's kick this whole thing off by talking about why it's important to reach out to companies directly, even when there are no job postings, and why it's crucial to do so. Number one, hidden opportunities. Many job openings are not yet publicly advertised for a number of reasons. A lot of times it's because they don't intend to fill certain roles for a few more months. So it doesn't make sense to waste money on expensive job ads until 2 months before they intend to have someone in that role. When I tell people how much job ads cost, they're taken aback, and my response is always, who do you think pays to keep the platform going so that you can apply to these jobs for free? It's not a charity. And then sometimes it's because the person who is in that role is not working out. And it would be awkward for the person who's currently in the role to say, hey, I didn't know we were hiring. Or worse, am I being replaced? Companies often rely not just on job postings, but also on referrals, internal networks, and direct outreach to find suitable candidates. By reaching out proactively, you tap into this hidden job market and increase your chances of discovering unadvertised positions. 2. Relationship building. Connecting with relevant team members within a company allows you to build relationships. Even when they don't have an immediate opening, they will remember you when a relevant position arises. 3. Networking is about creating a genuine connection, not just transactional job hunting. Y'all, please don't just pitch slap people. 4. Stand out from the crowd. When you reach out directly, you differentiate yourself from other applicants who rely solely on job boards. It shows initiative, enthusiasm, and a proactive approach to your job search. 5. Insider insight. Speaking to employees or recruiters provides valuable insights into the company's culture, work environment, and expectations. You gain a better understanding of whether the company aligns with your career goals. Direct communication allows you to tailor your application to the company's specific needs. You can highlight your skills and experience directly to match their requirements. And 6, you can bypass ATS filters because there could be hundreds, if not thousands, of applicants for a job. When you reach out directly, if your resume is forwarded to the recruiter internally, even if the recruiter ends up having you formally input your application later, it increases your chances of getting noticed. By using this method, I personally have found job opportunities before anybody else did. And I did not get lost in the shuffle, simply because I made the effort to reach out. And for the job seekers who I've taught my method, strategic networking has enabled them to land the right job faster with no guesswork and less frustration, because they are doing something different from what everybody else is doing, which is mindlessly throwing job search spaghetti against the wall in the hope that something sticks. Remember, in the exact same way that you as a candidate would not want recruiters to just spam you with generic emails, recruiters and hiring managers appreciate proactive candidates who take the initiative. So don't hesitate. Reach out, introduce yourself, and unlock those hidden opportunities. Tomorrow, I'll show you how to identify your target companies and how to reach out to them authentically. So make sure to follow me so you don't miss that blog post. Welcome to day 2 of my job searching beyond the job search series. If you haven't watched my day 1 video yet, go look for it, because I talk about how I was able to crack the code when it comes to job searching beyond the job board and why strategic networking is a game changer. Today, we're going to start digging into the actual how-tos. We'll start with learning how to create a target list of prospects. If you're embarking on a job search, having a well-defined target list of companies is essential. Let's talk about how I apply this process. As an independent recruiter, I have to generate my own client leads so that I'd have job requisitions to fill before I can go find candidates. Basically, being an independent recruiter is like being a perpetual job searcher. So when I was just starting out, I asked myself, what do I love? What am I most familiar with? What do I not like? And what am I good at? What do I love? Working with small teams, working directly with hiring managers and founders, building things from the ground up. Innovation, disruption, tech. What do I not like? Red tape, ridiculous hierarchies, ennui. Environments where they say, well, this is the way that we've always done things. Large corporations. What am I good at? I knew sales, marketing, creative roles like the back of my hand because I'd been an ad agency AE and a marketing director. I also had been in the banking and finance industry as well. And after putting all that together, I chose to target at least 100 early stage startups that had not yet gotten their Series B and had less than 100 team members. I'm based in LA, so I focus primarily on filling sales, marketing, web design, and web development roles for early stage startups. I also targeted mostly fintech because at the time fintech was really hot, and because when I pitched my services, I could say that I came from the banking and finance industry. Where did I find my targets? Mostly on LinkedIn. I Googled a lot. I looked up best of lists, read industry publications, and even looked through Chamber of Commerce directories. And that's how I built my own target list. So now let's do a deeper dive into each part of the process. Step 1 is knowing your criteria. When I'm speaking with a candidate, I always probe into their wish list and their non-negotiables. And I ask them to paint a picture for me of what their ideal work environment is. I do this because I'm a big believer that your ikigai, which is where the things that you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can get paid to do, meet. So your ikigai is how you'll find not just any job, but the right job. Because if you find the right job, you'll most likely stay longer because you're happy and fulfilled. Talent acquisition is one part of the equation. The other part is talent retention. I want to be mindful that I'm doing everything I can to set up that candidate for success after they accept an offer. So, some of the things to think about. Industry and role. Make sure to identify the industry or field that you want to work in. Consider your skills, your interests, as well as your short and long-term goals. The company size. Do you prefer startups, mid-sized firms, or large corporations? Location. Specify your preferred geographic area. Something that I do need to point out, given the current job market, is this. If you can do on-site or hybrid, you increase your chances of landing a job. Remote being the preference of most people right now, remote roles will have a ton of applications, so your chances of landing those positions are lower. So adjust your expectations accordingly. I am not by any means saying that you cannot get remote. In fact, I'm a huge proponent of remote work. I'm just being realistic, and you should be as well. By the way, in case you find it helpful, I do have a workbook called Find Your Ikigai that you can download for free from my website to help you with this step. So feel free to take advantage of that. Now that you have your criteria, you start doing your research. Leverage online resources like LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and industry-specific platforms. Job boards. At this point, you're probably saying, hey, you said beyond the job boards. What I mean by that one is to use job boards to find companies that are hiring in your field. It's just a jump-off point to give you an idea of who's in the industry that you're targeting. Even if they don't have current openings, if they look interesting to you, add them to your list. Next, you do your deep dive research. How do you find that? How do you do that? Company websites. Visit company websites to understand their mission, their values, their products, and services. News and press releases. Look for recent news, acquisitions, or expansions. Companies in growth mode may offer opportunities. And now that you've done that, you need to organize your list. Spreadsheet or tracker. Create a spreadsheet that includes columns for company name, website, location, and any relevant notes from your deep dive research. Or you can use any of the CRM apps that are available to you. Trello, Monday, Asana, Street. It doesn't matter what you use as long as you actually use it. Now what you do is you prioritize. So after doing your research, you now evaluate and rank the companies based on your interest level and alignment with your career goals. And once you're done with your target list, you're ready to do your reach outs. So make sure to join me tomorrow for part 3, where I'll be teaching you the art of sending emails and reach outs. Remember, A well-curated target list helps you focus your efforts and increases your chances of landing the right job. Welcome to day 3 of Job Searching Beyond the Job Boards. I am Desiree Marshall, aka Career Coach Desi, and I have helped hundreds of job searchers land the right job faster with no guesswork and less frustration by using techniques that I learned from my own career in recruiting, sales, and marketing. Today, let's talk about how to craft your outreach. But before we do that, if you missed the 2 previous episodes, I've pinned them to my featured section where you'll find several other helpful job search articles that I've written over the years. So let's get started. When I say reach out, I primarily want you to focus on LinkedIn Connects and email reach outs. My thought process is this: just because someone has a LinkedIn profile does not mean that they're active. What do I consider as active? If they've posted, reposted on their own timeline, or engaged with some other LinkedIn members by way of comments or likes in the last 2 months. You can also check their activity section as well. Usually it will have something there that says, so-and-so has not posted anything yet or has not posted in 3 months. If someone is active, then by all means, send a connect request. You don't want to come across as spammy, so make sure to customize it so that that person knows right off the bat why you want to connect. You only get 300 characters, so here's the framework that you should use. Start with a personalized greeting using the recipient's name. Quickly establish common ground. Same college, mutual connections, interest in AI, you're in the same LinkedIn group, you are both at the same event, whatever that is. Tell them why you want to connect. Seeking advice, exploring opportunities, admirer of their work. By the way, when I say exploring opportunities, it does not mean asking for a job outright or asking for a referral because, ew. Obviously, they'll take a look at your profile before accepting your connect request. I'm assuming your LinkedIn profile has an about section. But push it a bit further and mention any relevant experience that would make them want to connect with you. What does this all look like? Here's an example. Hi John, I'm Desi. I attended the recent LinkedIn Live that your company gave, and your insights on why we should not fear AI really resonated with me. I noticed that you're also a tech pivoter like me. Looking forward to connecting and learning more from you. But what if someone has not been active on LinkedIn? Reach out to them by email. This is the part that makes a lot of people go, ew, because emailing a stranger is uncomfortable. Because it feels like you're begging. Because it feels like you're desperate or salesy. But as long as you're doing it the right way, just know that the return on your investment, the rewards for going outside of your comfort zone are significant. And given that, unlike sales and biz dev people who have to do cold calls and cold emails every single day, you only have to do it while you're job searching, it's not so bad in the grand scheme of things if it gets you out of job search hell faster. Also, if it helps you get more comfortable to do reach outs with me right there to guide you, book an hour with me and we'll do your reach outs together. All right, so how to send emails that don't make your recipient eye roll or go, ew. This is where the art of the irresistible email comes into play. When all is said and done, make this your guiding light. Be an authentic human. And what I mean by that one is be interested, be interesting. Most people write awful, generic, boring emails. And frankly, if you come across like you didn't even bother to do a bit of research on that person, why should they give you the time of day? That's why personalization and authenticity will make you stand out. Researching the recipient's background, mentioning any shared connections, and expressing genuine interest in their insights is key. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I start everything with your Ikigai. Because honestly, if you're not interested in the industry or company that that person works at, you are going to have a hard time coming across as authentic or interested. So that is the overarching theme that needs to be playing in your head as you set out to do your reach outs. Be interested, be interesting. Now for the technical stuff. Let's talk about the subject line, the short and sweet rule, the value prop, and your CTA, your call to action. Your subject line is what will make them click. Make it intriguing, personalized, and relevant. Avoid generic lines like, hi, or networking request. Instead, lead with their first name and try something like, fellow React enthusiast seeking advice, or fellow Trojan here looking for insight into startups, or enjoyed reading your post about diversity in tech. Keep it short and sweet. Introduce yourself, explain why you're reaching out, and express genuine interest. That said, do not ask for a job. That's called pitch slapping. It's presumptuous and rude, given that they don't even know you, so don't do it. Because how would you feel if some stranger popped up in your inbox and said, "Hi, can I have a job?" Moving on, value proposition. Mention a shared interest, a recent article that they wrote, or a common connection. Be specific and authentic. And lastly, call to action. End with a clear ask. Ask if you could have 15 minutes of their time for an informational interview, a coffee chat, or a virtual meetup. Make it easy for them to say yes. And of course, sign it off professionally. Include your full name, your LinkedIn profile link, and a friendly sign-off. Here's an example of how I would put it all together. Keeping in mind that the reason why cold reach outs are an art and not a science is because once you have the main gist of it, you can massage it to make it feel more authentic. But here you go. Hi, John. I attended your recent LinkedIn live session on AI, and your insights resonated deeply. As a tech enthusiast transitioning into software engineering, I've been tracking ABC companies since it made last year's Best Companies to Work For list in Los Angeles. I would love to learn from your experience and gain insights into the fintech landscape. Could we connect for a quick virtual chat? Your advice on practices and tech stacks would be invaluable. Thank you for considering my request. Looking forward to connecting. Best regards, Desiree Marshall, LinkedIn profile URL. There! That wasn't so hard, was it? For day 4, tomorrow, we'll talk about how to follow up. Yes, it's also one of those things about job searching that most people hate. But there's also a way to do it where it's not so icky. And on day 5, we'll wrap up by talking about how to handle rejections and stay motivated. I'll see you next time, and as always, like, share, comment, follow, connect. And if you'd like to book a session with me, go to careercoachdesi.com. And I'll see you next time. Welcome to day 4 of Job Searching Beyond the Job Boards. Hi, I'm Desiree Marshall, aka Career Coach Desi, and I've helped hundreds of job searchers land the right job faster with no guesswork and less frustration by using techniques that I learned from my own career in recruiting, sales, and marketing. Today, let's tackle the art of follow-up. But before we do that, if you missed the 3 previous episodes, I've pinned them to my featured section, where you'll find several other helpful job search articles that I've written over the years. A lot of the techniques that are part of what is now the Desi way of job searching stem from my past career in sales and marketing. Let's start with the concept of Rule of 7. In sales and marketing, the concept of 7 touches refers to the idea that it typically takes 7 interactions with a potential customer before they internalize or act upon a call to action. These interactions or touches can take various forms. 7 touches is why you keep seeing the same ads pop up on TV, YouTube, even in your mailbox as direct mailers. Again, because as far as I'm concerned, job searching is a sales and marketing function, let me share some key statistics with you, courtesy of our friends from HubSpot. 60% of customers say no 4 times before saying yes. 80% of sales require 5 follow-up calls. 48% of salespeople never even make a single follow-up attempt, and 44% of salespeople give up after 1 follow-up call. First follow-up email is very effective and boosts the reply rate by 49%. And cold email outreach campaigns with 3 email rounds tend to have the highest reply rates of 9.2%. I wanted to lead with that data to reinforce the importance of the follow-up when you're job searching. If you're not following up with your prospects, you not only have wasted all the time that you spent doing the research on them, but the effort of doing the initial reach out as well. So what is the best way to follow up on a person that you've sent an email or LinkedIn Connect request to for an informational interview? Here's how you can do it tactfully and effectively. Number 1, wait for a response. Give the person some time to respond. A good rule of thumb is to wait about a week before following up. Anything sooner and you look pushy and desperate. 2, send a polite follow-up email. Per my last email, No, don't do that. 3, keep it short and sweet. Your follow-up message should be concise. Respect their time by getting straight to the point. 4, express your gratitude. Thank them for considering your request, regardless of whether they have responded or not. And 5, offer flexibility. Let them know that you're willing to accommodate their schedule and can adjust to their convenience. If you initially connected via LinkedIn and you have not received a response, you can send a brief message through the platform reminding them of your previous email and expressing your interest again. Be persistent but patient. If you still don't receive a response, it's okay to try one more time, perhaps another week later. However, if there's still no reply, it's best to move on and respect their silence as a response. Remember, the key is to be respectful and not pushy. People are often busy, and your request may simply have slipped their mind. A gentle reminder can sometimes be all that is needed. If you'd like me to take a look at your own follow-up email to see how you can tweak it, send me a connect request with a note that you'd like me to review it. And we are almost to the finish line. Don't forget to join me tomorrow for day 5 of my Job Searching Beyond the Job Board series. Welcome back to the final day of this Job Searching Beyond the Job Board vlog series. Hi, I'm Desiree Marshall, aka Career Coach Desi, and I have helped hundreds of job searchers land the right job faster with no guesswork and less frustration by using techniques that I learned from my own career in recruiting, sales, and marketing. Today, we're delving into a topic that resonates with everyone: rejection. It stings, it hurts, but it doesn't have to break us. But before we go any further, if you missed the other 4 episodes in this blog post series, I have pinned them to my featured section so you can take a look at them from there. Let's explore how to handle rejection with grace and emerge stronger. Because, in the words of Kelly Clarkson, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Number 1, acknowledge your emotions. Feel it. When that rejection email arrives or the person that you reached out to does not respond, it's okay to feel disappointed. At the same time, you ought to be aware that reach outs, even those that are highly personalized, are a numbers game. A good cold email conversion rate is around 4.2%. So for every 100 cold emails that you send, you can expect to close approximately 4 to 5 clients. Even for agency recruiters, for instance, depending on a variety of factors, a recruiter has to make as many as 50 to 80 calls to land one client. That's why it's important to keep filling the top of your sales funnel, as we like to say. Don't suppress it. Allow yourself to sit with the emotion. Acknowledge it without judgment. 2, avoid dwelling. Process and then move on. Yes, it's unpleasant, but don't dwell on it indefinitely. Process the disappointment and then shift your focus. Moving right along, as I like to say. Every single no gets you closer to that big yes, and just one big yes is all you need. Create a resilience list. Remind yourself of past rejections that you've overcome. You've fallen before, and you have risen stronger. 3, visualize your goals. Create a vision board. Pin up images, quotes, and reminders of your career goals. And imagine success. Picture yourself thriving in your dream job and feel it. Make sure to learn from feedback if it's available. Also, when it comes to constructive criticism, if you do receive feedback, embrace it and use it as a tool for growth. Rejections often point to areas where you can refine your approach. Remember, the success of your reach outs is a combination of strategy, persistence, and continuous improvement. Maintain professionalism. Thank them. Whether it's a rejection email or a heartfelt conversation, thank the other party for their time and consideration. Never burn bridges. And make sure to stay positive. Express gratitude and maintain a professional demeanor. 5, keep perspective. Rejections redirect us towards better opportunities. Think of them as stepping stones and not roadblocks. And make sure that you celebrate small wins. Maybe you didn't get that invitation to interview at that company, but you made a strong connection with someone who gave you insights into what the current job market is, and what skills the company is looking for, and what kind of projects you could be working on to highlight those skills. Celebrate that. I highly encourage you to also write down one thing that you're grateful for each and every day. 6. Self-care. Self-care matters. Rest and recharge. Burnout won't help you land that job, so make sure to take at least one day a week to not do anything job search related. And if you can, exercise. Physical activity boosts motivation and mental clarity. Finally, it's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you bounce back. Resilience is a superpower. If there is one thing that many successful people have in common, it is the fact that they're able to dust themselves off and keep moving forward. Believe in your value. Rejections don't define you. Your determination does. Remember, rejection is not the end. It is a pivot towards something better. Right here is also where I feel that I need to mention that having an expert who's there every step of the way during your job search makes the rejections easier to handle because they'll be able to give you the perspective of someone who has done this job search journey with other people before you. And they will know how to push and pull you to keep going. Well, that's a wrap for this 5-part series of job searching beyond the job boards. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you again to Lisa for asking me to do a series about this topic. If you have a job search related topic that you want me to do a deep dive on, let me know in the comments or send me a message. And if you found this post helpful, be sure to like, comment, share, connect, and follow. Till next time, remember that job searching is a marathon and not a sprint, and that career success starts with a strategic plan. And if you need help landing the right job in half the time with no guesswork and less frustration, book a session with me at careercoachdesi.com.